Okay.
Hello and welcome to the Clint Initiative podcast. What is the Clint Initiative? The Clint Initiative is a multi-phase project to create entertainment here in Minnesota and to distribute that entertainment to the world, starting with this podcast. This podcast is the seed from which everything else will grow. The Clint Initiative is about great music. The Clint Initiative is about great live entertainment. The Clint Initiative is about a sketch show. The Clint Initiative is all about filmed content. If you want to know how to do a podcast, listen to the Clint Initiative. If you want to know how to do an album, how to find musicians, how to get it recorded, listen to the Clint Initiative. If you want to know how to create more content over a short period of time, you're listening to the Clint Initiative and we will help you get there. If you are ready to create, if you're ready to talk about creating, if you're ready to be about it and get it done, we want to talk to you. This is the Clint Initiative. My name is Paul and my co-hosts are Katie, Clint, and Jamel. We are the Clint Initiative. If you are interested in creating content, if you're interested in creating movies, music, television, films, short films, and feature films, then we want to talk to you. We want to have you on the show. Email us at theclintpodcast@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you. And now, back to the show.
Okay, everybody. Welcome to the Clint Initiative podcast. And what are we doing? We're throwing it at the wall. We are throwing it at the wall. Throwing it at the wall. We are throwing it at the wall. We're throwing it at the wall. We are throwing it at the wall to see what sticks. Come on, what are we doing? Tirada a la ped, estamos tirada a la ped, tirada a la ped, estamos tirada a la ped, tirada a la ped, estamos tirada a la ped. A ver que se pega. Yeah. All right. Well, welcome.
Está bien.
Initiative podcast. It looks like the gang is all here, and so
snap! Clint took the slick back mode on, didn't he?
Slick this.
Okay.
I'm trying to be a good Christian.
It looks like the co-host check-in has already started. So,
booty tag.
Another week, and we're back again for the Clint Initiative podcast. And I'm going to check in with all of our co-hosts to see how they're doing. I'm going to check in, first of all, with the one who's chowing down. How's it going there, Jamel?
I'm enjoying my watermelon right now. Everything's great. Yeah. Hello,
so that's
world.
all you got to say to our audience?
You're mellow like watermelon.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. Thank you.
Okay,
It's
and
nice
I'm going
to
to
see you
go
having your.
I'm going to go to Clint since he seems to be vocal. How are you doing today, Clint?
I am blessed and highly favored. Let my energy be free with my cup of tea. But first of all, I'd like to say to Jamel, do you know what watermelons are good for? I know why you eat a watermelon. I'm just gonna keep it clean on here.
So are you drinking
very
tea
organic.
today, Clint?
Oh yeah, it's very organic.
Are you drinking tea today, Clint?
Yeah, that's what I say. I'm letting my spirit run free with my energy and high hopes and cup of tea. You understand?
Ah, okay. So now
Boom, boom.
we're gonna go to Katie. Katie, this is your check-in moment. How's it going?
It's good. It's good. I'm excited to be here. Excited to be with you guys. I always get happy being in the vibe with you guys.
Great, perfect. Because of course, this is the highlight of the week for me. And as the week goes on and different things happen, Memorial Day weekend just passed, and I could have talked about that and people wanting to discuss, fireworks on Memorial Day, because that kind of freaked me out as somebody who was in the military for 13 years. The thought of fireworks on Memorial Day,
Ooh.
I'm just not into that vibe. That just took me out of my Memorial Day frame of mind. But for my check-in, what I really want to do is revisit something that we talked about before. Check this out.
Do it. This is how you put your head down. This is the work that it takes. Because this is a generation about shortcuts. No,
Yes.
no shortcuts.
No.
Get it done
And be excellent.
and be
Yeah. Thank you.
be excellent. Instagram has fooled people.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm on TV. No, no, you're not. No.
Wayne, you are also working on a new unscripted series, Wayne Brady, The Family Remix, with your supportive ex-wife, Mandy.
So, in one breath, he's saying there are no shortcuts. And on the other hand, he's doing an unscripted reality show with his wife and kids. So on one hand, he's saying there are no shortcuts. And on the other hand, he's talking about doing a scripted reality show with his wife and kids. I think they did that on purpose because, and I guess they wanted to knock him off. How many of you guys have seen, the reason why I'm bringing this up and why this is my check-in is because have any of you guys seen the video that's going around with Northwest in a production of The Lion King?
That's a big shortcut. That's a huge shortcut. That's a cut of the cut shot.
Oh no, yeah.
That's
Have
a
you
shot.
seen it,
That's not a
Janelle?
shot.
I have not seen it yet. I'm sorry.
Oh man,
You've been
I
sleeping
don't
under a
want.
rock.
I see a lot of people talking about it, and they keep playing her performance and everything. And the one thing I can say about live performances like that is that it's a one-shot deal, and usually it's not recorded. So then nobody would have evidence of what actually occurred. But yeah, they're bringing up the conversation again about nepo babies and about shortcuts, and I'm all for giving people opportunity, and I think that's what we provide here, an opportunity. But I think that when we provide this opportunity, people have to reach out and grab it. I approached someone, I wasn't sure if you would be here today, Jamel, because I know that you're busy working. And I invited someone to come on the show as a co-host, and I sent this person a link to the show, and their response to me was, "What is your show about?" So while other people are just given opportunities, I think that also when people are given opportunities, if they don't reach out to grab it, I'm not going to force them to reach out and grab it. I want people to be a part of our journey who want to be here, even nepo babies. If a nepo baby wants to be a part of what we're doing, and the last thing I'll say on that Northwest thing is, where was the director? Did they have rehearsals? Did they have a dress rehearsal? If you've ever done a stage play, you can see that if there are any problems before the show goes on, and everybody has a stand-in, someone who can take the stage if they can't rise to the occasion. I'm just wondering where the director was.
Well, I seen the audition of the other kids who were like her age. And it was like, no, my heart went out for those kids. My heart went out for those kids. I could imagine how they felt to know they work all that hard. And because these kids are like, talent, elite talent. They were trained for that. What I heard with the producers with the same Northwest, I heard those are the people that produced the show Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So they just like, pull her in the show like that. And then, you're gonna have some people saying, well, she want to compete with Beyonce daughter, because Beyonce daughter is going to be voicing in the movie, the next Lion King movie. So it's like a kind of competition thing there.
Well, with that being said, I'm going to play this one more time.
You do it. This is how you put your head down. This is the work that it takes. Because this is a generation about shortcuts. No shortcuts.
No.
Get it done.
And be excellent.
And be excellent.
Yes.
Instagram has fooled people.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm on TV. No, you're not. No.
Wayne, you are also working on a new unscripted series, Wayne Brady, the Family Remix, with your supportive ex-wife, Mandy.
Okay, so does anybody have anything to add to that before we move on?
Yeah, I have something to add to that. Since I believe in shortcuts and I support some Nepo babies, so I'm going to say I'm not a Nepo baby, but I'm a nipple baby. So I come straight from the nipple. So I'm using the nipple to graft and nourish myself back into the industry.
I think that falls into the TMI category. So now we're going to go ahead and go to our random questions. And the way it works, folks, is I'm going to give you out 2 random questions. I'm going to come to you, and you can pick the one that speaks to your heart and throw out your answers to it. The first one is easy. What is your favorite movie? And the other one is, I wanted to ask everyone their birthdays because I don't want to miss anybody's birthday and mentioning it on the air.
Well, you got to include yours too, then, Paul.
Oh yeah. I'm my birthday is kind of a boring birthday, and then if nobody wants to answer the question about birthdays, I have a alternate question, which is, if someone said to you, I must continue my bloodline, what would be your response to them?
Well, if you must what?
I must continue my bloodline. To give you a little background, there was a young lady who was going to go on a date with someone. And in their conversation leading up to the date, the young lady happened to mention to the guy, well, I'm not interested in having any children. And he said, oh, then I can't go out with you. I must continue my bloodline. And I know what my response would be to that. I know what her response was to that. And as I come to each of you guys, I'd be interested to see what your response is to any of those questions. What's your favorite movie? When's your birthday? And what would you say if someone said, in response to you not wanting to have kids, I must continue my bloodline? So, with that being said, I'm going to go to Katie first. Which random question are you answering for us today?
Well, the movie one is kind of hard for me. I do like the Conjuring movies, so those are my favorite right now. And what's it called? To be honest, if somebody said that to me, like, continue my bloodline, I'd just be like, okay, fair enough. I can't argue with that. Like,
You would have no argument to that?
I mean, if one person want to have kids, the other person doesn't want to have kids, it's like, that's okay, then there's no reason for us to waste each other's time. Like, fair enough. Okay. I have kids, I don't want no more. So thank you. Have a good day. I cannot.
Well, there you go. Jamel, I'm going to put you up on the spot, man. So what question are you answering?
Same as Katie's.
So your answer is exactly the same?
Yep, I'd be like, okay, good. That's your choice, but it's not mine.
Excuses, huh?
That's it. Enough said.
Okay. So, Clint, you seem deep in thought about these questions, man. So,
What
what
made
is
you
your
think I was deep in thought? I was just enjoying, listening to you guys, just taking the back seat,
Depending on what thought he was deep in,
so which
considering
random
his.
question? So, which random question speaks to you, Clint?
I'm all about movies. But if anyone, I share same birthday with Barack Obama, so I'm not going to dwell on that. I don't really celebrate birthdays. Not really is a religion thing, but I more like to talk about movies. One of my favorite movies, I like the old classic. I like and this old classic that I saw when I was a kid, it had actually inspired me more to become an actor. It's a movie called The Champ. I don't know if you guys know about it or heard about it, but look it up. When I saw this child actor, I think his name was Ricky Schroeder.
Ricky Schroeder.
Yeah, when I saw his performance and I felt his performance looking at it when he started crying, "Champ, don't die, champ." That was actually the first movie that made me cry buckets of drops. And I was probably like 4 when I saw it. And I'm like, how they get that kid to do that? I wondered I was wondering, how is it real? And then my mom, family, they explained to me it's acting and all that. And he's being paid a lot of money to do that. They train him to do it like on the spot. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to become an actor. And that was one of my favorite movies. It inspired me to be an actor where I started doing like comedy. And when I realized it was easy to make people laugh, I said, I want to go for the challenging thing. So I'm going to want to be like Ricky Schroeder. I want to be able to make people cry too. I want to do something dramatic. So because of that movie, been my favorite. It inspired me. It's my favorite, The Champ. Look it up. Who don't know about it?
Oh, I know about it, and that's one of those movies where you have to ask the question: is it great, or is it just because you were 4?
It's great because it's great because
I
in the
think it's a good movie.
beginning,
I've seen it too.
I didn't really care much about it because a child attention span wouldn't be that. But when it came to that scene where the boxer was fighting, and I was like, yeah, he's winning and all that, and he's winning. And then I saw his kid there, and then that sad part came, and I was like.
Well, we
best.
may have to watch that movie one day and react to it.
I might cry, end up crying because I remember looking at it. I still cry.
Yeah, I never seen this. It sounds sad.
Do you own The Champ, Jamel? I know you got a lot of movies.
I'm sure I have, and yes, I've watched and have a lot of movies.
Well, I'm going to answer all 3 of the random questions. My favorite movie is a movie called Kids. I saw that movie Kids, and I watched it and identified with it because it seems so real. The realism of that movie Kids is what caught me, and the ending of it. When I first watched it, the ending of that movie rocked me. Because everything from beginning to the end of that film, to me, seemed real. It seemed like real kids, but they were all actors, and they were all acting like real people. And it really, if you haven't seen the movie Kids, warning though, Kids, it's not for kids. It certainly has a lot of adult themes. It covers a lot of adult things that kids get involved in that they probably shouldn't be involved in. And yeah, that's one of my favorite movies as kids. And then, of course, anything Star Wars is my favorite. And just to put
May the
a
force be
period.
with you.
Say again.
May the force be with you.
Yeah, and just to
Oh
put a
my
period on
God.
the end of the
Star
sentence,
Wars is overrated.
can
Oh
anybody
yeah,
read what that hat says?
I already knew you were a Marvel fan for real.
Who?
Yes.
Oh, he's wearing the cap. Okay. I need to put
Yeah,
my. Let me put
Yes.
my.
That's the same cap he wore when we met. That's how I knew right away that
yep.
we would connect.
And I tell you, that's what helped with the creation of the Clinton Initiative podcast. You know, with Marvel, it was great that all the movies sort of were woven into each other and how they had a plan and they initiated that plan. And for the most part, they were pretty successful at it. And I think that's what we want to do is we want to be able to have our plan, initiate our plan, and make it happen. Oh yeah, my birthday is in January, January 14th.
Mm.
So now we come to another fun part. If no one else has anything to add, we come to another fun part of the show. So the only sponsor for our show is Cycle 4 Films, and as as the only sponsor for the show, I'm working hard to make what we do successful. One of the things we're looking for is we're looking for animators, but in the meantime, I want to show you guys some of the work I've been doing with an animation program that I bought it a few, probably at the beginning of the year. I saw it advertised. I thought it would be great to play around with it. So I bought it. And it still needs work, but I want to show you guys 3 examples of stuff that I came up with for us.
I like that. I'm actually taller than Jamel. I know.
Hey, well the suit fits me. The suit fits me quite well.
I was about to ask which one is me until they put the face on.
I gotta watch that again. I'm sorry. You notice on the monitors our videos are playing? Okay, so
I know for sure that the music will have to be upgraded.
but as you see, all those hours between shows, I spend it working on, as you can tell, I need to do a lot more work on it to make it resemble us. But what are you guys' thoughts on the 3 examples? Do any of them stick? They certainly need more work, or should we forget about it?
No, it's sticking my head somewhere. I see the idea where we're going with the character curve and so on. So
Yeah, we'll just keep
I
working
like
on
it.
it. We'll keep working on it until we get the
I,
until it
I like
becomes
it.
just right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be cute when it's done. I like
Say
it.
again?
It'll be cute when it's done. I like it.
Yeah, especially when our words are coming from the mouth of one of the animated characters, and I've sort of been.
Yeah,
That's
because
the
you
hardest part of any
that
animation.
and later on down the line, that is another short that could be made, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely, it's definitely going to play a part in our
Shows how
journey.
well Shows how well our voice acting would be too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So now we come to what I consider another part of the show, but it's also a crucial part of the show where we talk about how I up with the idea and what the Clinton Initiative podcast is based on. The Mill City Singers is led by J.D. Steele. He is a famous performer. He's from a family of performers, and they have a professional choir here in Minneapolis where all you have to do is show up. If you go on their website for the Mill City Singers, there's a list of their different rehearsal dates and the location. And all you have to do is show up and you can be a member of the choir and you can perform with the choir. And one thing I can tell you about choirs, normally there is an audition and there's a lot of practice and a lot of rehearsal, and then you actually do performances. So the same thing applies to what we're doing. All people have to do is show up and they can be a part of what we do. But in addition to showing up, they have to put in the work.
Show up and show off.
Show up, show out, show off.
Yes.
And that's what we're all about, and what we're doing is giving people an opportunity to be creative. Even some people who probably never thought they would. I think that's what we find some of our best performers are people who never thought they would get an opportunity or never even thought about doing it. But when they do, they find that they have the aptitude for it. And being able to do it on a professional level is priceless, I think. But then again, that's just me thinking. So do you guys have anything else to add before we go to the next part of the show? I guess that's a no. And of course, we come to the best part of the show, I think, and that is our good old Bible bracket. And just to give people an idea of what Bible brackets are all about, I'm going to play this.
What is a show Bible? A show Bible is a document that outlines the characters, plots, settings, and themes of a television series. Writers pitch show Bibles to network executives and production companies in the hopes that it will produce a production agreement. Well, with the Clinton Initiative podcast, we do streaming content, we do movies, we do music. So, for our productions, we have a Bible, and that Bible will be previewed here on the show.
Okay, so, it looks like we lost Katie. She'll be back. So, this week we're going to talk about two films. One is Sisters, and the other is My Darkness. And we'll get to see which one rises to the top.
I know which one rises to the top already.
Okay. Sisters is a film about this young lady who, for 10 years, she has been trying to save her friend. She's stuck in another dimension and she's been trying to save her friend because she knows her friend is going to be killed by her boyfriend. And so, because she knows, she keeps trying to save her and she fails each time. But finally, with help, she's able to actually save her friend. But in saving her friend, there is a price to be paid. And we get to see them struggle with what they have to do just because she wanted to save her friend. The next movie idea, My Darkness, for our main character, he says, my darkness is my light. Living in both worlds is my existence. And when you live in a world of darkness and light, there are advantages in any situation. So, my darkness is my strength. Okay, so those are our two movies today. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to discuss it. And then once we discuss it, if you guys have any questions, then we'll make our pick. So, what do you guys think so far?
Whoever want to go first.
Say again.
Katie, you want to say something?
I was just gonna start talking. I mean, nobody else. But no, I really like Sisters. I'm not gonna lie to you. It caught my attention the most. I think my darkness. I kind of want to learn a little bit more of the concept of it. Like I'm just not really understanding the difference. Like I'm not sure what did you like what are you referring to when you're saying my darkness and light? I what kind of got lost in that.
You know that people have different sides to their personality, right?
Okay.
People have different sides to their personality. They have their dark side and they have their light side. And if you step out of line, you can see that dark side mostly when you step out of line. But there are some people that even when you step out of line, they don't really have a dark side. But there are some people who I don't know. I don't want to give out the reason why I'm hesitating because I don't want to give out too much of the story.
Mm-hmm.
But we all have we live in the light and we live in the dark. Some people live more in the light than they do in the dark. Some people have never lived in their darkness. Some people live in the light and the dark all the time, and you see it mostly when you interact with them. And in the film My Darkness, we explore this one person who is not so much a struggle as he bathes in opportunities to show his darkness and his light. He bathes in those opportunities.
Mm.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, did anybody have any questions before I ask for your final verdict?
Nope.
Okay, so I'm going to put you on the spot there, Jay. What's your final verdict, man? You like did any of them stick? Do they need more work or can we forget about it?
My honest opinion, both of them remind me of other movies that we've probably all seen before. So I'm
Yep.
kind of just sitting there like, I don't know.
So if you had to pick one, so you think they both need more work, huh?
Yep.
Okay. So you wouldn't even pick one?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, we did.
Okay, so what about you, Clint?
I kind of agree with Jamel. They both kind of, well, not really both so much, but more of Sisters reminds me of movies that I have seen already. Um, I must see Sisters more like, someone is actually going back in time to change something what happens in the past and, you know, trying to save this person. Each time when she changed, she could never change the past. And if you do happen to change the past, it's somehow you're going to sacrifice something or someone you love or something you're going to sacrifice to actually save that one person because you're so in love with that person. You're trying your best to save that person. And then you realize you have to give something up in order to save your best friend or your sister. It's almost like something what I've seen already. But what's even though you didn't say much about darkness, if I have to pick, I will gonna go with darkness. The very little you said about darkness, it opened up my imagination. Like when you was talking about how some people, I see a little bit of that title in me. Darkness could be your strength, and it could also be a weakness as well. I don't want to scare people a bit. I talk too much. So let's take for me, for example, I could be one of the most nicest person anyone could come across. I love it. I like everyone, and I laugh a lot. I'm kind. I'm sweet, and some people going to take advantage of that, but they don't know that I also have a bit of a dark side that I hide with the kindness because I could get. I have a terrible rage. I had a terrible rage back then as a kid growing up. And if I'm provoked too much, I get so angry that when time to fight, you could hit me as much and punch me as much as you could. I don't feel pain. I physically get stronger when rage take over, which is my
Superpower.
darkness.
So you're a Super Saiyan.
It's crazy. I remember as a teen, I almost killed my friend
Okay,
in a
so
fight.
just to give you guys a little bit more information about Sisters and what makes it unique from other films is that most of the film happens outside of our time. Most of the film happens in a place where time really doesn't exist. That's how she's able to go. That's how she's able to go back to save her friend. And she goes back to save her friend for a very specific reason, which I can't get in. I don't want to get into too much about some of the stuff in the film. We can talk about that offline. But yeah, hopefully that helps a little bit.
Looks like
So
this is
does
going
that
to
help
go
at
into
all,
a
Jamel?
looks like this will go into a unanimous decision then.
Say again.
I said it looks like this will go into a unanimous decision then.
What do you mean?
Clint went with My Darkness. Katie went with Sisters, and I'm still nope.
So neither one of them stuck for you. So
No, not they would remind me of, like I said, movies that I've watched.
okay, okay. Well, before
And
I announce,
that's including anime, just so you know.
really, oh
Correct.
man, you that's unfair, man.
Darkness could combine with the yin and yang.
So that's great because maybe our movie will bring an anime to life.
That's where you're working on the avatars for us, right?
I'm actually working to have animation be one of the things that we can offer to the world.
Mhm.
I want it to be one of the things that we can offer people as entertainment. Maybe even something we can show as a short before we even show our short. You know how in movie theaters they used to show a cartoon or something before the movie.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
That
go ahead.
that's another good idea because then, like I was saying earlier, that'll show everyone where our voice acting starts out at.
Yeah, and it'll show that um, there's something of value in what we're doing. So I guess it comes down to me to pick a winner. But before I do, I want to show our winners from the previous weeks of the Bible bracket, just to catch people up. Okay, so
That was great. That was good.
well, thank you, sir.
Yes.
So now we have a choice between. I'm waiting for my computer to do its thing here. I hate computers. I really do. Sometimes when they don't do things the way I want them to do it. So now we have, okay. Okay. I'm glad that when I edit, I can cut this part out. But between, we have two to choose from. We have Sisters, about a two women out of time who've always considered themselves to be sisters, and now together they have to fight to get back to our time, or get back, or just to save their lives that have an existence. And then we have My Darkness. And My Darkness is it's more of a character study. And like you said, it's like things that we've already seen before out there. But would you have not wanted? How many of you guys have seen the Joker?
The cartoon?
No, the movie, The Joker. They made $1 billion worldwide.
Yeah, it's good.
Him. All right, yeah. His origin story. I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it. Did you see it, Jamel?
Oh yeah, I saw it.
So,
Janelle finally see a movie.
so I got a question for you, Jamel. Did that seem like other movies that you had seen before?
Yes and no, because that was his darkness coming,
Right.
his darkness coming to light. And
Absolutely.
everybody thought he was joking around, but he was being real, and they were just like, "Oh, wait, this is real."
Right. So
Yes, man.
even those stories, like, and that reminded me a lot of Taxi Driver. And really, they even said it was a lot like Taxi Driver. So even though these two concepts, Sisters and My Darkness, um, are concepts that actually have been seen before, for me, it falls into the category of the way we're going to tell the story could hit with an audience in such a way where they realize something about their darkness, or they realize something about their relationships. And then that sort of sticks with them, especially with the film Sisters. And that's why I prefer the film Sisters, because I think there's already enough darkness in the world. But that's why I wanted the story My Darkness to be more about how, even in the darkest of times, there's always some light.
Mm.
And even in the most evil of people, there's always some light. It's not just something
Well,
that you see in movies.
well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if everyone is familiar with this, but I'll give an example of the yin yang. There is dark in the light, and there's light in the dark. So
Remember,
you just gotta
I
find
brought up
you find
that when you said
you
anime,
f-
the yin
you
yang.
find your balance.
And that's what it is. It's about a life in balance. That's what I should have called it, a life in balance. Or since I'm all about one titles, I could have called it Balance. But My Darkness really, it struck me. And because it's also something that I think that a lot of people, if you have a film that's just about the light, they don't really want to see it.
Mm.
If you have a film about the light and the darkness, it seems like it's something that people will more gravitate to, because um, like most films, they want to see themselves. And I
Yeah,
think it
because
might.
if
That's
you
why
look at
I
a lot, if you look at a lot of the tension on the present times, there's a lot more attention being paid of more attention that's being paid to the chaos than anything that's being done, in the light.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It seems like the darkness reigns supreme these days.
A lot of people thrive off of chaos because they just like seeing other people going through stuff. Sometimes they can relate. Sometimes it's just more interesting to them because that's just drama that they like themselves to be in. Because if their life is drama and chaos, of course they're going to flock to that more, right? Instead of going in
Absolutely.
the other direction.
Well, and then sometimes people just want to see a nice story about two sisters who
Tyler
choose each
Perry.
other as sisters and they want to stick together. So, or were you saying that you choose my darkness, Jamel? Were you?
No, I was just giving an example.
Yeah, since I was the tiebreaker, I went ahead and I chose for this week. The winner is sisters.
Tyler Perry.
And hopefully this will be a pick me up and something that will inspire you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a moment from the sketch show. Okay, and there we go.
Yeah.
A moment from the sketch show. I got two things I'm going to pitch to you guys. The first one is the IBTC. Does anybody know what those letters stand for?
IBTC.
Yeah.
International Big Treasure.
Well, I'm going to give you the first two letters. It's the itty bitty.
Oh, the itty bitty titty committee. Is that what you saying? I'm so
Yeah.
lost.
A retrospective on the breast.
I was like, what?
Well, I was going to give it such big, the international treasure. What? IB.
And
Big international.
another bit from the sketch show is wait a minute. I'm black.
Hey, you want to know? You want to know what mines were?
What was it?
I bet that's Cap.
Oh my gosh.
So my mind went to a different place than your guys did. But then the other bit is going to be, wait a minute, I'm black. Okay. I get where you're coming from, but wait a minute, I'm black. Okay. I see so many possibilities with just those two. And I can't wait until we actually can get together in the same room and sort of flesh out these sequences. And then we can go into your classic, we block it, we rehearse it, and then we shoot it. And then we give it to the people. And that's where we get to talk about our music, because for everything that we're doing, there's going to be music. And when Vixen Noir is finished with her album, she'll be coming on to give us updates on where we are with the music. Music for our opening theme song, music for our films and productions that we do. And none of that is going to be possible without us being able to get assistance from our audience. And that's where we talk about our founders and our inner circle. And we cannot forget that we already have two members of our founders and our inner circle. And there they are. We've already had two people who have
Devin
joined
and
our founders and
Joe.
inner circle. Yeah,
Devin and Joe.
Thank
Devin
you,
and Joe,
Devin. And thank
supporting
you,
what we
Joe.
do. And so there's so many different ways that people can support us in what we're doing. We're supporting ourselves and going ahead and starting our productions and what we're doing. And we have a theater where we can show what we do and we share in the profit from that. But in addition to that, these are the 3 different ways that our audience can support us. Katie, what are the 3 different ways that our audience can support us?
You did it on purpose.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, so it's the Patreon initiative, the coffee initiative, and the GoFundMe initiative.
absolutely. So people can pick the one that they want to use to support us, even as we support ourselves by making films and showing them short films to start, feature films eventually. Um, the Patreon initiative is great because, and it's free to join. It's totally free to join. But another way that people can support us is by just subscribing to our YouTube channel. Subscribing to our YouTube channel, watching our videos. My goal is to get us to 1,000 members, and that is the first step. Is for us to get people to do the things where they don't really have to spend any money. If they just subscribe to our YouTube channel, if they join our Patreon, even if they're not a paying member, they can join our Patreon. Um, they can actually donate to us, buy us a cup of coffee, and they can also um, do the GoFundMe because every bit helps. Right now, Cycle Forward Films is supporting everything and paying for everything, but it always helps to get help from the audience because that's the thing that's going to help us come up with entertainment that's going to stick is the involvement and the help from our audience. Did you guys want to say anything to our wonderful audience out there?
We love you.
We
Yes,
really
Share,
please like,
sharing, share.
comment, and share. Help us grow.
please like, comment, and share and help us grow. And then,
You can also contact us at our email, which is
which
what,
I'm
Clint?
going to put on the screen at any minute now.
Which is what, Clint?
The Clint
Oh, there
Podcast
it
at
is.
gmail.com.
There you go. It's right.
Don't you wish you could have catch me there? You thought you had me there? Nice
And
try.
Good job.
Nice
Good
try.
job. Good job. Big up. Big up.
and now we come to it's been a great hour, guys, and it has just flown by.
I really did.
But we have come to the point in the show where we get to have our final word. And I'm gonna come to each one of you guys for you to have your final words. And I'm gonna come to you first, Clint, since you're grooving out to the music. What are your final
Oh
words?
gosh, I was trying to let the blood flow to my brain until you come to me so I could know what I have to say. The blood was trying to flow. You understand?
He was thinking of the IBTC a lot during that dance.
So you were itty bitty, huh?
Anyhow, I just would like to say thank you guys for having us in your home. It's such a pleasure being in your company. Thank you for supporting us. Just remember, we love you and we appreciate your support so much. And the word that I would like to give to you all is that a still tongue holds a wise head. Just remember, you don't need to tell everyone everything. You need to keep something to yourself. Bless.
Okay. I wonder what you're keeping to yourself. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to Jamel. Jamel, what are your final words to our audience?
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, everyone, for just joining us today. We just want to see you help us grow. Also, help you let you know that you can be a part of our podcast show as well. So please like, comment, share. And, if you have any questions or want to give us feedback, you can contact us at theclintpodcast@gmail.com. And my final words are nothing is impossible. The word itself says I'm possible. So keep that in mind.
Wow, that's a good one. Okay, and Katie, what are your final words to our audience?
Okay, well, this is kind of hard to, you guys are making it hard to follow up. Okay, so, but thank you for watching with us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us. Just continue to have faith in us. We're definitely going to be a big mark. We're going to be known, and you guys are going to want to be like, oh, I should have tried. I should have supported them more. Just believe and be positive. Y la gente que están viendo con nosotros, gracias por pasar el tiempo. Te queremos, te mandamos besos y abrazos a todos. Y chao.
Well, thank you, Katie. Wow.
Yeah, Espanol song with music.
Oh, wow. She even gave the audience hugs and kisses. Wow.
The way
a bilingual show.
Roll out of your tongue, it makes me feel like back in the Caribbean. I love it.
My final words to the audience is that we are going to start filming what we can in June.
Woo.
Starting with the wonderful people on the screen around me, we're going to start filming things. And believe it or not, Sisters is a vehicle that I picked for you, Kate.
Oh.
Remember when we had the conversation when we first started talking and I picked that story to you?
Yes, I do.
I fleshed it out even more, and an integral part of that story are tattoos.
Oh.
An integral part of it is all about the tattoo. It's all about the ink. Now that Jamel schooled me on calling it ink. And,
yes.
And my final words to the audience is that my primary focus is making all of these film projects come into being. And I'm taking my own advice, like I said on the show last week. We're going to do it. Enough talk. It's time for the rubber to meet the road and for us to do it. And so that's what we're going to do starting in June, and you can be a part of it. Just contact us, and you too can be a part of our success. Because
just like that brand that has a check, just do it.
Yep. And I said to Jamel that people are going to be a part of what we do, either now at the ground floor at the beginning, or they're going to be part of the crowd once we're successful. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be here in the ground floor, or do you want to be part of the crowd? Choice is yours. And
gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And next time on the Clint Initiative podcast, as we end the show today, next time we're going to talk more about those full thought conversations, which is also something we're going to be filming. We're going to be talking about our production updates because we're going to be in June, and we're going to talk about updates. I think I might have the karaoke version of one of our demos done by then. So for the music update, you may actually get to see karaoke version of one of our demos. And finally, you saw my animation. I'm going to put the word out there that if there are animators out there who really know what they're doing. I'm learning what I'm doing. I did a little bit of it in film school, but now I've got the right tool, I think, and I'm honing that talent. But if there are any animators out there who want to be able to stretch and they want to be able to get their stuff out there, contact us. Let's make it happen. And with that, that is the end of the Clint Initiative podcast. We got another one on the books, guys. And with that, this stream comes to an end.